Well, welcome to Friday, May the 16th. And Bradley Walker is my special guest today. I'm so glad you're here. Come on in, everybody. We're going to have a good time. And after Bradley, we'll sing a couple. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if the old voice can do it. Here we go. Sit up and sing. Come on in. Come on in. Pull up a chair and tell me how you've been. We're fixing to sing. I'll do the lead. So if you could, do the harmony. And if you can't, sing in tune. Well, that's okay because we still need you. Just don't forget your decaf on sweet tea. Then sit up straight and sing along with me. Come on in, come on in. Pull up a chair and tell me how you've been. And don't forget that decaf on sweet tea. Then sit up straight and sing along with me. Yeah, sit up straight and sing along with me. Oh, y'all, I am so glad you're here today. You're going to love my special guest. I've known him, 9 or 10 years now, Bradley Walker. He's going to be calling in any minute, and you're going to get to meet him. But before he does, well, hello, everybody. No, not that. Yeah, I think no. Let me tell you. This June 27th and 28th at Central Baptist Church in Deer Park, Texas, I am having my hometown birthday bash because it's my hometown, Houston, Texas. And my special guest, Bradley Walker, is going to be there, y'all. You'll get to meet Bradley. You'll get to meet Gordon Mote, the Goodman Revival with Tanya Goodman and Michael Sykes and Johnny Minnick. You'll get to meet Kevin Williams. Chris Blue's going to be there, along with Endless Highway, Scotty Inman, and the Lowry Vocal Band. Come on, guys. You're going to love this. June 27th and 28th. And this month, you can get a free gospel pin wherever gospel pins, at marklowry.com. I started to say wherever gospel pins are served. My head got hung up in a commercial somewhere. Anyway, there's these gospel pins that people are wearing these days, and you can get a free one at marklowry.com when you buy $40 worth of product, like a hat or a shirt or a pillbox or a CD or a USB or a sweatshirt. Make it reals over there. We got it all. So listen, go to Walmart, which is marklowry.com, and you can get everything you need. So let's sing one before we get to my dear buddy Bradley Walker. You're gonna love him. I found a friend in Jesus. He's everything to me. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. The lily of the valley, in him alone I see all I need to cleanse and make me fully whole. In sorrow he's my comfort, in trouble he's my stay. He tells me every care on him to roll. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star, the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. He'll never leave me, nor yet forsake me here, while I live by faith and do his blessed will. A wall of fire about me, I've nothing now to fear. From his manna he my hungry soul shall fill. Sing, y'all, then sweeping up to glory to see his blessed face, where rivers of delight shall ever roll. Oh, he's the lily of the valley, the bright morning morning star, the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. Oh, he's the lily of the valley, the bright morning star, the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. Oh, yes, he is. Well, there he is. Let me get that set up. Here we go. Find him. There he is. Hey, Bradley.
Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm good. I can hear you. Now, it's kind of dark on your face. Is there any
Okay.
way you can put, let's see. Are you on a laptop or are you on a desktop?
I'm on a desktop. I don't know if this will make any difference or not.
Yeah, I think it helps a little. I
A
think
little
if you
bit.
is there any way to shut the blind on the window behind you?
I don't know that I can, man.
Okay, okay. All right, then we'll just do the best we can with what we got.
Okay, there.
How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good, and we're already recording. I'm
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and then I'll go live in a little while and we'll play this. So I did a little research today on you because I've never actually researched you, and I had Chat GPT do a deep dive on Bradley Walker.
Boy, that sounds...
And I said, go ahead and give me some questions, do a deep dive and give me some questions for old Bradley. And I love some of the questions it gave me. Like number
Uh-oh.
one, listen to this. You've said music was a part of your life from an early age. Have you said that?
I have?
See? What was the first song you remember falling in love with and why? Do you remember that?
Wow. You know, one of the first songs I ever sang was Why Me, Lord.
Really?
And I don't, I mean, I was so young. I'm talking 3, 4 years old, so I didn't really know, I didn't know what that lyric was about. I
Right.
wasn't old. No, I just loved music and kind of figured out pretty early on that I could carry a tune,
Yeah.
and so started
Wh-
singing.
How old were you when the voice went down?
Oh my goodness.
About 13, somewhere around there?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it started changing, around that time, 13, 14, 15, somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, and I never dreamed, never thought I would be known as a bass singer at all.
Wow. Isn't that something?
I've always been around guys like Richard Sturban, and I've always just kind of around the house, maybe, had fun singing bass lines or whatever. But as far as being known as a bass singer or being a part of a quartet and actually being the bass singer, I never thought that would ever happen.
Well, you mentioned Richard Sturban, the bass singer for the Oak Ridge Boys. You have actually performed with people like Vince Gill and the Oak Ridge Boys. Have you ever been on stage and thought, wow, what am I doing here?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, a,
I
a
have
lot,
too. I
a
have
lot of
too.
times.
Isn't that a great feeling? So let me ask you this. How did you must have worked with the Oak Ridge Boys and Vince Gill before the Gaither
Oh
connection
yeah.
came along? Tell me about
Oh,
that.
so I met the Oak Ridge Boys when I was probably 3 or 4 years old. We had a guy here in Huntsville, Alabama, who at the time managed the Huntsville Hilton Hotel, which it's no longer even there. But that was where all the stars, if they came through town, that's where they all stayed. And he knew the guys. This man's name was Pete Cerusi,
Yeah.
and Pete knew the Oak Ridge Boys really well, and he also knew that I could sing. I could sing Elvira, and so he's who connected me with the Oaks. And so I met those guys when I was just a baby,
Really?
literally. Um, stayed in touch. We used to go to the Nashville. Back then they called them open houses or fan club parties. Usually in the summertime, right around Fanfare Week. We would always go up to Nashville and go to the Oak Ridge Boys fan club parties and stand in line to meet them, shake their hands, and all that kind of stuff. So I've known those guys literally all my life.
Wow. Now, how did they find out you could sing? How did that happen?
So at one of the fan club parties, they used to do these question and answer sessions with the fans. And my mom, who my dear sweet mama, she told me one year as we were getting ready to go to the Oaks fan club party, she said, "You are chicken if you don't go up and ask them to sing Elvira with them." And so I did. Just on the spot, during this
How old would you have been at this point?
I would have been 9 or 10 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I asked, and I'll never forget Dwayne Allen's voice. He said, "How fast can you get up here?" I asked him, on the mic, I said, would y'all have time for me to come up and sing a little bit of Elvira with you? And Dwayne said, "How fast can you get up here?" And so we did. I'm looking at a picture of that moment on my wall here in my office. And that's the first time we ever sang together, was just a verse and chorus of Elvira, real impromptu, And then the next year in '89, would have been in March of '89, the Oak Ridge Boys invited me to be on Nashville Now. You remember the old Ralph Emery show?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And so I sang on Nashville Now with the Oak Ridge Boys at 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Vince Gill, how'd that come about?
That was many, many, many years later. I kind of point to the Nashville Now experience with the Oak Ridge Boys as the time when the light went off in my head, and I thought, I might can do this whole music thing, And so just through the years, God has really crossed my path with all the right people, all these amazing, great, talented, wonderful people. And I met Vince the very first time backstage at the Opry years ago, and when we were making my very first solo project, again before the Gaither connection ever happened, I made a Bluegrass record with my dear friend Carl Jackson producing, and Carl reached out to Vince. I had met Vince a few times, but Carl reached out and had Vince come in and sing harmony on a couple of songs on that first record. And so that's kind of how our friendship started. And then some other things have happened even since then, and he and I have gotten to perform together several times, and just what a great guy.
Okay, now before I got so many questions. ChatGPT taught me so much about you. You work at a nuclear plant this is an interesting side hustle for a gospel singer to work at a nuclear power plant. All right, let's pause right there. So you never quit your job. You've never gone full time, as they say, into music. You've got a good job, evidently. Tell us about that real quick.
Yeah, for about this fall will be 23 years I've been at Browns Ferry Nuclear Plant. First off as a contractor for the first 8 years, and then I've been with TVA, the actual company that runs the plant, and that's my day job. Yeah, I've always. I did not go to college. That's the one decision. By the time I got done with high school, I was ready to go to work, and so I started working right out of high school, and in 2002 started working at this particular plant. And
what do you do? I mean, are you actually near the nuclear? I mean, if
No.
you ever hear, psst, you better get that old wheel rolling.
Oh, that's right. No, I'm a material inventory coordinator is my job title. I'm a parts guy, basically, and I coordinate getting material to the plant that we need for all the work that's going on.
Yeah.
So anything that they don't have, it could be anything from, a flashlight to a valve to a big motor, just
And
anything.
they evidently work with you, so when you travel, they let you off, and
Yes, we get being a federal agency, we get quite a bit of time off, vacation time, and they're very good about working with me. Now, that right now the job that I'm in now, there are certain times of the year that we're pretty much required when they call it outage season. So when units are brought down for maintenance, we have to be there and be available. So there's times of the year, usually in the spring when my tour schedule is a little bit lighter, and it's because of the
that's
day.
convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get to Rory and Joey. How did you meet Rory and Joey? How did that happen?
Back when you remember MySpace on the internet?
Yeah.
Social media first started, MySpace was a big thing. So I get this, and I forget even what they called them back then. I get this friend request or whatever from a Joey Martin. And I didn't know who she was, didn't know anything about her. And it was, you could create these music pages back then. And Rory had created this music website or this page for Joey. And I heard this beautiful, incredible voice, that I'd never heard before. And it said Columbia, Tennessee. So that's just an hour up the road from me, and so I'm like, who is this,
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out and just sent a message and said, hi, I love your voice, and would just love to know more about your music. And just within a day or so, she wrote me back. And not long after that, we spoke on the phone for the first time and talking to Joey. And she told me, my husband is a songwriter. This is before they were actually even known as Joey and Rory.
Right.
Rory was writing songs, and she was waiting tables at their restaurant. They were not performing as a duet or anything. But I went up to their little restaurant, Marcy Joe's, not long after that, and we met. This would have been in 2007, in the fall of 2007. We met, and it just, how sometimes you meet certain people and you just feel like you've known them your whole life.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Just connect with them. That's the way it was. We met, and we wound up sitting and talking and just drinking coffee and talking about life and music for like 3 hours.
Wow.
First time we ever met. And,
so let's fast forward to her funeral. She gets cancer and dies. And I guess how from when you met her to when she passed away, how long a time was that?
We met in the fall of 2007, and Joey passed in 2016. She passed in March of 2016.
So you stayed in touch with her. You were singing around, I guess, during this time.
I got to see their career take off. I got to see them be discovered on a TV show, and then they started working, as you know, with Bill. And doing a lot of the Gaither events and what have you. And they always, she and Rory always found ways to keep me kind of involved and a part of what they were doing. When they started their TV show, Rory called me and said, hey, we want you to be on the TV show and be a regular part of our TV show.
Oh.
Yeah, I would even go out on the road with them sometime and sing, be the third harmony singer, just sing
nice.
Sing on some of their records.
And then she gets sick, passes away. Bill Gaither hears you sing Leave It There, which I have put a link in the show notes along with all the deep dive ChatGPT did for me about you, so people can read that and then watch that video of how you she wanted you to sing at her funeral.
She did. She did. Bless her heart. We stayed in touch, and the night after she passed, Rory called me. He was on his way. He was driving home from Indiana. So for people who may not know, Joey and her family are from the same area, same town where Bill lives. And so she had spent her last days up in Indiana, and Rory was driving home, and he called me, and he said, Joey asked that you sing "Leave It There" at her graveside when her time. And so I, of course, said yes, and he wanted me to call our friends Carl Jackson and Val Story to sing harmony. He said, call Carl and get him to play, see if he'll play guitar, and he and Val sing harmony with you. They agreed. We did it together, and that's where Bill heard me sing the first time. Yeah.
And then from there, Bill started using you, and you must have had you met Ben Isaacs at this time, or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So how did the Brothers of the Heart? Because it came along several years later.
Right.
How did that happen? To me, let me tell everybody, it's my favorite quartet. And everybody needs to go listen to anything you can find on Brothers of the Heart. So how did that come about?
Thank you. Ben called me. So Rory and I recorded my very first Gaither project called Call Me Old Fashioned. And then immediately after that, we recorded, Ben Isaacs and I recorded an all hymns project called Blessed. I had known Ben and his family from singing bluegrass music back many years prior. We met long time ago. And so Ben and I worked together on my hymns project. And in the process of recording that record, he brought in Mike Rogers to sing some harmony on that record with me. And he also brought in Jimmy Fortune to sing some harmony. And then Ben and Mike and myself, Ben sang all over that record as well. And then the three of us had done some things. And so that's out of all that. Ben called me one night just out of the blue and said, hey, he said, what would you think about me and you and Mikey doing something together and adding Jimmy Fortune to the mix? And I'm like, well, yeah, hard. When do we do it? So yeah, I just that's how it started, and there was quite a bit of time in between that first call, and then we finally were able to all four of us get together, because you know how it is, Mark. Four people who sing, individually, can come together, and it may not work.
Right.
The blend may just not be right. Something about the dynamic of the personalities may not be right. You don't know. You have to get together and just see. It might sound good at first, but sometimes those things don't work out. But man, when we finally got together the first time at the Gaither office to sing for the people who run the label, there for Bill,
right.
We came in the room and didn't even know what we were going to sing, and we wound up singing for 2 hours.
Wow, I wish I'd been there.
And it just clicked,
I'm telling you, it clicks. I want to encourage everybody watching to go and download anything you can find on YouTube Music, however you download your music, Brothers of the Heart, and also Bradley Walker, anything by Brad. Listen, this is my favorite quartet, this Brothers of the Heart group, y'all. And I was in a pretty good quartet. But I love the blend of this group, because to me, it's all about the blend. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know that.
Well, and you were at our last videotaping for our last couple projects at the Grand Ole Opry. And to have your support and for you to say that, man, this means the world to me and to all of us.
Well, I've got ears. I can hear. you know?
Well,
I know what I'm hearing. I like to say, I know when I'm hearing from home. And when you guys sing, something in me rings, you know. It's that, I love it.
that
Well,
gives me
thank you
feelings.
so much, Bradley, for being here today. I've loved letting everybody know who you are. Also, we failed to mention you're in a wheelchair. For those who
Yes.
don't know this, tell just briefly about why you're in a wheelchair.
I was born with a form of muscular dystrophy. I've had muscular dystrophy all my life, been in a wheelchair all my life. Thankfully, this is a non-progressive form of MD, so I've been in this. This has been my life since day one. So it's not gonna. This
And
condition is.
you are proof that anybody in your situation, look what you've done, look what you've accomplished, and look
Been
what God has done through
I've been
you
blessed.
and continues to do. And I can't wait to see where this all goes and what all God's
Well,
got planned for you, because so far, so far so good, don't you think?
God has blessed my life, Mark, so much more than I've ever deserved. He has done things in my life. You don't always see it as it's happening. You don't always see those things when we're in the middle of it. But when you look back over your life, I know for me, when I look back, all of the connections and all the people that God has crossed my path with over the years, leading up to just like how Bill heard me sing
I know.
at a terrible time, at a tragic time, and losing one of my best friends, singing at her graveside, and how God can take any circumstance and bring good from it, even the most tragic of circumstances. He can find some way to bring some good out of it, and I've been so blessed, and the way that all the Gaither homecoming family has just embraced me and welcomed me in. This is 9 years that I've
Wow.
been a part of this family now,
Isn't that
and
wonderful?
it's just amazing, and
And
it
we
truly is.
all love you, Bradley, and we love your mama and all the
Love.
people that take care of you and help you and bring you to these dates. We love them all. You're now a part of it, and
Well,
everybody loves your voice. It is quite
it's a
magical.
blessing, and I'm
Hey,
looking forward to
before we go, would you sing a little bit of "Leave It There"?
Oh my goodness.
Could you?
Leave it there, leave it there. Take your burden to the Lord, oh, and leave it there. If you trust Him through your doubt, He will surely bring you out. Take your burden to the Lord, leave it there.
You know what we forgot to talk about? My event. You're
I know.
singing at my hometown weekend, which
Yeah.
is coming up June 27th and 28th. We're going to get a whole hour or so of you. And I am so glad you're coming. And I'm glad that I finally thought about asking you about it.
Man, I'm honored. I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you for asking me to be there, man. It's going to be fun.
Oh, I'm so glad you're coming. Well, hello, everybody. Mark Lowry here, and I want to invite you to come celebrate with me at my hometown birthday bash, June 27th and 28th in Houston, Texas, actually a little suburb called Deer Park. And my special guests are going to be Gordon Mote, Chris Blue, Goodman Revival, Kevin Williams, Bradley Walker, Endless Highway, Scotty Inman, and the Lowry Vocal Band. You don't want to miss it. June 27th and 28th in Houston, Texas. Go to marklowry.com for more information. Have you got your tickets yet? for June 27th and 28th. I love when Bradley sings Leave It There, that he sings, if you trust him through your doubts, he will surely bring you out. You know, it's okay to doubt, but keep trusting. Don't ever quit trusting God. If you trust and never doubt, I don't know that person. The song says, if you trust and never doubt, he will. No, if you trust him through your doubts, while you're doubting, you keep holding on to Jesus. I love that rewrite on that. I love when a song doesn't say it quite right and Gloria Gaither comes along and fixes it. We're in the L's. Little as much. In the harvest field now ripened, there's a work for all to do. Hark, the Master's voice is calling to the harvest, calling you. Little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown and you can win it if you'll go in Jesus' name. Does the place you're called to labor seem so small and little known? Oh, it is great if God is in it, for he'll not forsake his own. When the conflict here has ended and our race on earth is run, he will say, since he is faithful, welcome home, my child, well done. Little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown and you can win it if you go in Jesus' name. Oh, Dina Kilpatrick says she wants to be at the birthday bash, but the timing is off. You know, that'll happen sometimes. If God makes a way, I'll surprise everybody. I hope he can. I hope he does. I hope it's okay for you to be there if it's his will, you know. You don't want to be anywhere that it's not. That's for sure. But I say just go where you want, and if he doesn't stop you, it must have been his will, you know. You know, you just can't sit in a corner waiting on a cloud to roll by with your name on it. Move forward. Don't stop waiting on God. You keep moving and let him guide your steps, but you got to be taking steps for him to guide them, right? If you're standing still, there are no steps to guide. So move forward, keep walking. Talking to myself now. Keep moving forward. And when I say I'm talking to myself if you speak literally about walking, because I hate to walk. I'd rather be driven. But you got to take steps for God to guide them. All right, come home. Oh, here's a good one. Lord, I'm coming home. I've wandered far away from God. Now I'm coming home. The paths of sin What is it? I need to pay attention. Lord, I'm coming home. All right, sit up straight and sing with me. Coming home, coming home, never more to roam. Open wide thine arms of love, Lord, I'm coming home. I've wasted many precious years. Now I'm coming home. I now repent with bitter tears. Lord, I'm coming home. Sing, y'all, help me now. Coming home, coming home, never more to roam. Open wide thine arms of love, Lord, I'm coming home. Lord, I'm coming home. All right, you know this one. Here we go. I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply stained within, sinking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. Are you singing? Help me now. Souls in danger, look above. Jesus completely saves. He will lift you by his love out of the angry waves. He's the master of the sea, billows his will obey. He, your Savior, wants to be saved today. Love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. You know, it does look like I have lip gloss on. I just noticed I need to get some powder or something. My face looks shiny. My lips look glossed or chapsticked. Do you know I never wear chapstick ever? Because my lips don't need it. Oh, we're now in the M's. It's not a hymn. But for anybody out there who's a doubter, who thinks, Lord, I wish you'd make this real to me, just pray this prayer with me. It's a song, but it's also a prayer. Seen a lot of crazy things done in your name. I know the tricks behind the magic show. I've almost thrown the towel in a time or two and walked away from everything I know. But I can't fill the emptiness inside of me, or calm the troubled waters of my mind. So if you're really out there and you're listening, then prove to me that those who seek will find. If you could just see fit to show me some of who you are, if you could shed some light into this broken sinner's heart, I need to know the truth, and I need something I can feel. I need you to make it real. There must be some good reason why you brought me here, through valleys where the shadows hover close. 'Cause Lord, down here there's a mask to cover every face, but your sweet face I long to see the most. So if you think there's just the slightest hope for me, in spite of all my questions and my doubts, then let me hear your still small voice speak out my name, and let me know what others talk about. If you can just see fit to show me some of who you are, if you could shed some light into this broken sinner's heart, I need to know the truth, and I need something I can feel. I need you to make it real. Lord, I need to know the truth, and I'd like something I can feel. Lord, I need you to make it real.
Hey Alexa, play Mark Lowry.